Good Monday morning again, you guys. It's time for your Worldly Wise this week. So we are in Worldly Wise. Go ahead and get your Worldly Wise book out and open your book to week 13. Go ahead and number your words the way we always do. There's always 15 words. There will be a Worldly Wise test on Friday. Now, as I'm numbering here, I did notice that, 12 stops at snout, which you can't see. So make sure you turn the page and go ahead and finish 13. I meant the 12. 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so, Worldly Wise 13, A and B is tonight for homework, and there are the definitions. So number 1 is accommodate. It is a verb, to have or to find room for. Have is a helping verb. This bus, which accommodates 30 adults, will drive to the historic building in the center of the city. Number 2, to do a favor for. Tell me what you want, and I will try to accommodate you. Kind of like with us accommodating school online these days. So I'm going to just put school online. All right. Number 2, aggressive. Adjective. Ready to attack or start fights, acting in a hostile way. Many animals become aggressive when their young are threatened. Number 2, bold and active. Serena Williams, the American tennis star, plays a talented and aggressive game. And it says here, football player, describe how an aggressive football player might act. And I've seen, I think Zach Stock is our aggressive football player at school. He's so good at that, and well, he's an all-American football player. All right, number 3, bask, verb, to relax where it is pleasantly warm. At lunch break, several students basked in the sunshine flooding the front steps. Number 2, to enjoy a warm or pleasant feeling. The twins basked in the praise heaped on them by their parents. This past weekend, I was basking in the sun. It was so wonderful here. Not cold, not wet, not raining, and playing outside. Oh, it was wonderful. Basking in the sun in my hammock. Number 4, carcass. Noun, the dead body of an animal. We called the city to request that the raccoon carcass on our street be removed. Number 5, and that's always gross when you're seeing those carcasses on the side of the road, like raccoons and stuff. Blech. Number 5, conceal, verb, to keep something or someone from being seen or known, to hide. Playing hide and seek with my younger cousins, I concealed myself behind the kitchen door. It says conceal a pencil behind your back and have your partner guess which hand it is in. Maybe you can do that with someone at your home that you're with today, your family. All right. Number 6, flail, verb, to strike out or swing wildly, to thrash about. Matt's arms flailed desperately after he jumped in the pool, especially if he didn't know how to swim. That would be pretty scary. Number 7, gorge, a narrow passage between steep cliffs. Noun, we crossed the gorge on a swaying rope bridge. And if you hike up to Pocket, you're going to hike through the gorge, the narrow passage. Verb, to stuff with food to eat greedily. The children gorged themselves on watermelon at the family picnic. That's pretty, I've seen, look at, Thanksgiving, people gorge on too much food and to take off unloosen their belt or their button on their pants. Number 8, morsel. I think I would draw, if I was a good artist, I would draw a person with a big round belly and gorging on their stuff. Or the mountains. Mountain, and this space, like the valley, that narrow space, is the gorge, and you can't see it. All right, number 8, morsel. A small amount, especially of something good to eat. A tidbit. For appetizers, we served stuffed mushrooms and other tasty morsels. Actually, this is what a chocolate chip is made from morsels. So if you look up chocolate chip cookies on the recipe, it's going to say chocolate chip morsels, the Nestle Toll House morsels, those small little delicious chocolate pieces morsels. Also, mice usually eat the small, like a morsel. The mouse was found in the corner nibbling on a morsel of cheese or a cracker. Number 8 was morsel. Number 9, protrude, verb, to stick out, to protect. Watch out for the stone ledge that protrudes from the wall. And it says, chat with your partner about items that are so large they would protrude from your backpack, such as a baseball bat. Oh yes, a baseball bat would definitely protrude from your backpack. Number 10, ripple, verb, to form small waves. The breeze rippled the surface of the lake. Noun, a movement like a small wave. Raindrops made ripples in the pond. And you guys have been on a, like out passing the lake or whatever, and you see like the little tiny waves rippling, those small waves. Not the ocean waves that are crazy big and scary, not just the small ones. And it tells you here, what would ripples look like if you threw rocks into a pond or a large puddle? So like a big rock or a small rock, or how hard you threw. Number 11, slither, verb, to move with a sliding side-to-side motion of the body. A snake slithered through the grass. And I'm not sure of any other animal that would slither, but maybe you know of one you would like to tell me. You can have your parents text me, or you can email me, or we can discuss it this week when we have our group chat. Number 12, sluggish, adjective, lacking energy, not active. The heat made me sluggish. Number 2, slow moving. In the dry season, the river becomes a little more than a sluggish stream. Number 13, snout. The nose or jaws that stick out in front of certain animals' heads. The snout of a crocodile is full of long, sharp teeth. Go on over to 14. Taper, verb, to make less wide or become thick at one end, or less thick at one end. The little dog's tail tapers to a point. And you know, tails usually do that with dogs. They're thicker around their back and they get smaller as they go. Or candles, there's called taper candles. They're long, skinny candles. They're usually about 10 inches long. They're called taper candles. Number 2, to lessen gradually, usually used with off. When a loud knock was heard at the door, the professor's voice tapered off until she fell silent. And then noun, a thin candle. The only light in the room came from a flickering taper. All right. It says make a funny noise with your voice for your partner and then taper off until you are silent. So it's kind of like it's drowning off. So like, hi, like that. It gets really small. Number 15, last one, visible, adjective, able to be seen, exposed to view, not hidden. On a clear day, Mount Shasta is visible from 50 miles away. This is actually in Northern California, and my daughter works there a lot at Mount Shasta. Visibility, noun, the condition of being easily seen. An orange vest increases a cyclist's visibility on the road. Also, hunters wear the bright orange vest for visibility when they're hunting, or the bright orange hats. And number 2, the distance within which things can be seen. Visibility is poor this morning because of the fog. Oh, that's so bad up here on the mountain, especially like Sammy and Kenton and I, we live up here. It's bad stuff. Hold a small item behind your back and then make it visible to your partner. So it's like a little share, a little trick thing. All right, tonight's homework is 13A. Choose 2 phrases to form a complete sentence that correctly uses a word from the word list 13, then write the sentence. Remember that when you are choosing this, you can look for the capital letters, which are only in C and D, and the punctuation is in A and B. So you know that it has to be from capital letter to punctuation, and don't forget the punctuation when you're writing these out. So that's tonight's homework. And 13B says replace the phrase in bold with a single word for word or form of the word from the word list. So like present tense, past tense, noun, adjective. So the typical way, and the list is there. Now, there is something pretty cool I found on Quizlet, and I gave your parents the login information for Quizlet, that this is on Quizlet. So if you don't want to write all of this out, then you can go on Quizlet and complete the lesson on Quizlet. So I'm going to turn the screen around and show you that on the computer here. Let's see. Maybe. I'm going to pause the video and come back. Okay, so I am in the teacher pages now, and tonight's homework, it says Monday, Worldly Wise 13A and B is due tonight. It always is. But I want to show you that right here, there is a Quizlet link. Join the link. So if you click on that link, it's going to open into a new page. It looks like this. It says 5th grade 2020. That's me. It's got my login stuff up here at the top. It says S. Daniel RCA. And I've already signed up to your class, but there is a link here for your parents to log in. It needs a password. An email address when you do it. You have to use an email address to log in, I think. Let me show you what it looks like. So you're going to go, and there's all the words. There's like flashcards, and go through the flashcards, and it just has the words there. And then there's a Learn tab, a small amount, especially of something good to eat, a tidbit. Well, something that's small, remember that's like on the chocolate chip cookies, and mice eat them. And it gives you some choices: gorge, ripple, morsel, or snout. Gorge is in the mountains, or you eat too much. Ripple is when you're throwing this out in the water. Morsel is this small amount, or snout. So I'm going to choose that one, and it tells me correct. And then it moves on to the next picture. So it tells you that there's 14 remaining, that I've got the one mastered already. This is a way for you to not have to write everything. It's free. There's a link with it. You can sign in. You can see my name and everything. If you choose to use the Quizlet to complete your Worldly Wise, that is absolutely okay. I do not mind. There are quite a few different practices. So there's the learn, the write, the spell, and then the test. So the test will be on Friday, and hopefully all of you will be able to get into Quizlet before Friday, and the test will be on Quizlet on Friday. There's also the play a match game. So it looks like it says make everything disappear, drag corresponding items onto each other to make them disappear. So a passage, narrow steep cliffs. So that would be, I guess you just drag it over gorge, and yeah, it went away. So you just different ones. It's like a screen random, and you move them around. So if I conceal, it's wrong, so it didn't take it away. So that's just an option for Worldly Wise this week and moving forward, because we do have that technology available. However, if you don't want to use the technology, or you can't because it's not reliable, you can still use your textbook for that. And anyway, I hope you have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.